Hey, this is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. And this morning we saw the markets gap up after a small attempt lower. The buyers became very aggressive and we pushed up strongly, about 50 points higher off the lows there in the S&P. And since then, we've kind of just drifted sideways and are starting to drip down a little bit. But we're holding on to most of the gains after this morning's strong push higher, and the market has quieted it down quite a bit as we approach the open. In fact, if you didn't see this morning's video, I went through the charts of the most recent 4 election days, and it is playing out almost identical to what has happened in the past 4 election days. So if you didn't get to see that video, you might want to go back in YouTube or in a tweet or email, however you get the videos, and take a look at that, and you can see what has happened into the close. But what I'm going to do this afternoon is go ahead and test this type of pattern, test the price action that we're seeing here where we opened above the prior day high. We pushed strongly off the open higher, and then we are kind of holding on to gains. We're not right up at the highs, but we're holding on to the majority of the gains in a similar environment. So let me go ahead and set that up here in Discover. We're going to use all 4 instruments, and we're going to use a time-based entry. Towards the end of the day, we'll use 3 o'clock as the entry for a long trade. It'll exit at the close, which is 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Next, I'm going to go into the opening filters and say that we opened above the prior day high, so I just added that to the test. Then I'm going to go into the post-open filters, and this is where I can describe the price action that we have seen since the open. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm simply going to say that the open was in the bottom portion of the range, so I'm going to do open and bottom 25% of the range. And the price as of 3 o'clock, which it's not 3 o'clock right now, so I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be, but I'm going to just describe the price action that we're seeing right now and assume it's going to happen at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to say it is trading in the top half of the intraday range, but it is not right at the highs. So the way to do that is I hit equals next to close in top half of the range, and then minus next to close in top 10% of the range. So that would mean that the price at 3 p.m. is somewhere in the upper portion of the range, but not in the top 10% of the range. So that describes the price action. And then lastly, I'm just going to put it in a similar market environment where we are below a 10-day simple moving average, but above a 200-day simple moving average, and hit view results. All right, and here we go. These are the results of going long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And the pattern is opening above the prior day high, and then the open is in the bottom 25% of the intraday range as of 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And the 3 p.m. price is somewhere in the top half of the range, but not right up at the highs, so not the top 10% of the range. This is happening below a 10 and above a 200-day simple moving average. The results pretty mixed, it looks like. We've got 41 samples here in the S&P, 36 in the NASDAQ, 43 in the Dow, 31 in the Russell. S&P here slightly favored, about 59% win rate there. The NASDAQ a little bit weak, 44%. The Dow a little bit weaker, 35%, and then the Russell 58%. So if we look at these as a grouping, it's not consistent at all. You've got a couple that are slightly favored and a couple that are weak as well. So that is not really showing me a consensus of a bias going into the close based upon win percentage. And then average win versus average loss. Looks like the average loss a little bit bigger than the average win in the S&P. That's not the case in the NASDAQ. The average win a little bit bigger. For the Dow, the average loss a little bit bigger. And for the Russell, pretty similar in size. So this pattern's kind of all over the place and not really showing much of an edge into the close. So not really seeing anything there. This just looks pretty mixed overall to me. So hopefully you found that helpful. Good luck the rest of the day. Good luck if you are trading through the election tonight. Probably want to keep an eye out on where those limits are at for circuit breakers tonight. Who knows what's going to happen? So I would encourage you to look those up ahead of time if you're planning on trading through the evening tonight. But good luck, and we will see you tomorrow.